Okay, next, mobile operating systems. So with mobile operating systems, we have two kind of distinct camps. We have Android, who are very passionate about their devices, and we have iOS folks who are also very passionate about their devices. All right, so just kind of go down the list of comparing one to the other. In an Android environment, there is loose controls on development. So anyone can really create an app for an Android device, and it can either be submitted to the Google Play Store and downloaded or distributed through Google Play, or a developer may have that directly on their website and allow download. Okay, so it's more prone to viruses and malware. That's just the reality of it. Just because of that loose control set, it's more prone to those types of malicious pieces of software. It also runs on many hardware platforms. So the operating system itself has to take in consideration different hardware platforms and the different nuances within those platforms. Again, all of those things have security implications. It's much more highly user configurable. And when we have environments like this, where we have users being able to tweak and poke around under the hood, well, there's more chance for things to be either turned off or disabled or not optimized. So again, leaves more of an attack surface open for exploit. And then, as I mentioned, the App Store, which is Google Play in this instance, is available for direct download of applications. But an app designer may also make that either through their website or through some other download repository to which Android users can download. So again, just some things to keep in mind from a security standpoint. Now on the iOS side, we have very tight control on development. It must pass through a rigorous testing and review process before it even gets into the Apple Store. All right, so as a result, very few viruses and malware exist on the iOS platform. And again, just not playing favorites here, it's just the nature of the beast. That is just the reality. There's much more viruses and malware on Android than there are on iOS, at least as of this recording. Okay, it also runs only on Apple hardware. Now, again, there's always caveats. There's always hackers that can make things run on other platforms that it was not intended for. So I'm not saying that this is, a line in the sand and there's absolutely no way it can run on something else, because, as we know, it's possible. But the intended purpose, it only runs on Apple hardware. So with that regard, they only have to design the operating system to interact with one platform. So they can very tightly couple the software to the hardware. There's not a lot of nuance between platforms that they have to try to design to. There's also few user configuration options. Yes, you can change the order of your icons, you can change some of the look and feel, perhaps your wallpaper, but that's really about it. There's not a lot you can do to really tweak beyond just some cosmetic differences on the iOS platform. And then apps are only delivered from the App Store. Again, if you have a jailbroken phone and you can use Cydia or some other type of delivery mechanism, yes, there's that kind of closet case where we have other ways to get applications installed on an iOS device. But strictly speaking, from an intended purpose perspective, apps are only delivered from the App Store.